Welcome to the Life Podcast, where we figure out frameworks to live the most fulfilling life possible. I share these thoughts and ideas from the lens of philosophy, observation, and critical thinking. My name is Jabade Umi, and I'll be your companion on your self-improvement journey. Please share and enjoy. This is the first episode of the year. So, why the first episode of the year being recorded in February? And I have an explanation for that. But to be honest, the last time I recorded a podcast would be September last year, that's 2024. And then all those episodes you saw in October, November, December, they have all been episodes that I recorded, not even in September, in August, actually. So this will be the first time I'm hearing something fresh from me in a while. So yeah, I have an episode that I planned before this, but I'm just going to talk about the important one. There's this episode I need to you guys into hear first before you hear the one I planned. So they're both intertwining together, and then it just gives you an idea of behind the scenes and what's been going on, and my headspace at the time, and what you can learn from it. It's always what you can learn from it, to be honest. So just like I said earlier, I had an episode planned before this, but I think I just need to record this and upload it first, so you guys can get into the headspace I was in during this period of, will I call it a break? I don't know. I won't call it break. I'll just call it like a reflection period. Yeah, like a reflection period. I started my first semester by October. Right, during that first few weeks of October, I was I was not really into any trouble per se. I was just in a different environment. So inspiration was quite trifled. So I had problems getting inspiration, and then that was when I was able to record even good stories sell themselves. Good stories sell themselves. The one that I wrote was I actually recorded it in September 30th because I just looked at it. I recorded it as an audio, and then I wrote it out as a writing. So sometimes I do that. But then I haven't recorded anything in a while, and I just wanted to clear off, just lay the burden off my chest, so you guys can have an idea. So I had this low creative energy at the time when I was, when you were not hearing from me. So I just didn't feel like creating anything. There was no inspiration. I won't say there was no inspiration, because inspiration is everywhere. I would say that inspiration that I was getting, or like the energy of the inspiration, I wasn't effectively turning it into something I could create with. So I was just not in the headspace, first semester of my final year in university, and projects, and then some other stuff. The fact that you start the new semester and everything is just like, everything is all muddy, and like you have to first get your feet in it. It's not the first time I'm starting a new semester, because I've started like 3 new semesters already before this. But this one was just a bit different. This one was a bit different. I had to just let life play out, I guess. But at some point, I just got tired. I just got tired about this, and I was like, what? Let me just get back into creating. And in the second episode, I'll explain my idea behind. I actually said I wanted to pause for a while. I will talk about it in the next episode, probably. Not even probably. I will talk about it in the next episode. But then I had this idea. I had this problem where I said I wanted to pause and then pursue something entirely different. And then just like every decision you make on impulse, you just get to a point where like you sit down at the bottom and like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have actually just not being too irrational about making that kind of decision. So I guess thank God I didn't make any rational decisions during this time. So, but this episode, I want to talk about something different. So, like the title of the episode suggests, it's a short life, and I just wanted to make the title very short, so I don't want to be doing too much. But then, like, when you think about it, when you think about the whole situation, when did I record my 20th birthday? To me, it feels like a few days, because I can recall to the exact things I was doing during that day. and my birthday exactly, and how I came to record that episode, and how I recorded it, where I recorded it, how I edited it. I can still remember those intricate details about it, and that was like almost 8 9 months ago, because it was last year July, right? And now you just look at it like I'm about to get into another year again. I'm going to record another. It's my 21st birthday, like in like a few months. So like you can see how fast life just moves by, especially if you're not grasping it, like taking something from it. If you just let it slip, it's just going to, it's just like you're dragging a rope. Well, let me not say a rope, because let's say like you're holding a rope and then you're holding so tight onto it, and then there's like something dragging it from the other end. And if you don't hold it tight enough, or you just let it slip a bit, it's going to start rolling out of your hand and rolling out of your hand, unless you be able to grab it again. And before you grab it again, the rope might be too short on your end. So that's just how life is basically. You experience life, and then if you don't take moments to hold it, or if you don't even hold your life every moment and cherish it and experience it and learn for something from it and journal it, and share these experiences with people, or just turn it into something you could learn from, it would slip away very, very, very fast. And then before you know it, you're 20, before you know you're 30, you're 35, you're 40, you have children, you have debt, you have responsibilities, you have to take care of your parents because they're getting old and they can't walk anymore. And then you have to start giving your parents insulin shots. And, it's a very long stretch. Honestly, it's a very long stretch. But then, like, at the end of the day, the main summary of the story is that you should do what you want to do, eat what you want to eat, and from our own learning experience, yeah, or just for like the whole context of it, you should create what you want to create. You see a lot of people, they want to write a book, they want to record a podcast, do a video, and this and that and this and that. Like, just do your thing, man. Like, you don't have to overcomplicate things, make things. Things don't have to be perfect before you start. You don't have to have like a whole podcast rig before you say you want to start the podcast, or like have a world class running laptop before you say you want to like learn how to code or something. So there's this situation, or the premise of this podcast or this episode, or just what I learned recently. It comes down from this whole Drake and Kendrick beef that happened. I'm not going to go into the politics of who won, who lost, who is on the shorter end of the stick, who makes better music. I'm not going to do all that for you guys. I don't want to get into the politics, but I want to get into what I learned from the time, right? Is that first of all, the main story of it is that people love to rally around hate. It's just like there's a situation like you see somebody doing very well, and then you see that, oh, this guy, you hear a gist or something that he made his money illegitimately. Like, yeah, I knew it. I always knew that this guy was a fraud or this or that. Like, there's always this hate for somebody that is doing very good for themselves. No matter if the hate is founded or not, you're just going to rally around it. It's like human nature to just rally around hate. It's just it feels good at the moment. But then there's something that I learned from the whole situation was that if you make money, people are going to talk. If you don't make money, people are going to talk. At the end of the day, people are going to talk either way. And the making money is not a very good analogy. So let me give a better example. If you do something, people are going to talk about it. If you don't do something, people are still going to talk about it. So at the end of the day, people are going to talk about anything they see. So when you get the idea that no matter what you do, you're going to be criticized for it, no matter if it's a good thing or a bad thing, or like you see Mr. Beast like doing giveaways on YouTube, and they're like, I think there was a point in time when they were dragging him, like, why is he doing giveaways? Like, he's doing a good thing, people are still dragging him. If he doesn't do giveaways, people will still drag him. Like, this is a fine line between the society and like and being accepted. Everybody is just going to criticize you for anything you do, no matter if it's good or bad. So having that understanding
before I proceed is very important. So now everyone has that innate feeling to say something, to be something, to do something. Everyone has that dream. Everyone has that thing that they're daydreaming about. Like, I want to maybe climb Mount Everest. I want to be a rock star. I want to help people, like create this new groundbreaking drug, or this new melodic symphony on or for music or whatever. Everyone has that dream of what they want to accomplish. Everyone maybe shies away from it. Maybe they might shy away from it, maybe they might pursue it. But everyone has that goal. It might not just be one goal, it might be multiple goals. Maybe you might want to create the same drug but also create music, or create movies, and then you also want to be a world class writer. So, it doesn't have to be one dream per se. But the main idea is that everyone wants to be something. But the thing is that they really don't. I used to shy away from what I really felt. Most of my content before, I tried to make it not too personal as possible. I tried to just like keep it in a gray area, just like let people learn a bit from it. But these days, I feel like I think I need to keep it more original with people, and not too murky, and like not too like abstract. I want to tell you how it feels, so you can really connect to it on a deeper level. I know that the thing about life is that how you're feeling right now. Maybe you're feeling anguish, you're feeling sadness, you're feeling lonely. Is that a lot of people also feel that way too, and what people praise, like let's say musicians, for in their work is how vulnerable they can be in their music, right? So channeling these vulnerabilities to like writing or like podcasts or videos, not trying to be this tough person, or just not trying to be like, okay, I'm giving you an analogy, like speaking from the heart itself on how creativity comes, on just how you're feeling at the moment and what people can learn from it. I think it's very important. And before, I used to shy away from it. I used to be like, let me just tell people like half of it. I don't want to be too up about it. But I feel like leaning into the creativity, or like leaning into talking about how you actually feel, is very important, because people would connect to it a lot more. People would accept or appreciate that vulnerability of yours, and actually connect to it on a deeper level. So I feel that's something that I will try to do better, and I feel that's something that you can do better as a person, as a creative, as a programmer, as a writer, or, any way you just find yourself in life. Be a creator and iterate fast, pay no mind to the world, just your craft. You want to do something, just like I said earlier, we all have those big dreams, we all have those big ideas. Just do it. Like, pay no mind to how the world reacts. Because what I learned from, just like I said earlier, from the situation that happened, like between those two big artists, is that the world is always going to talk about what you're doing, no matter if it's something close to your heart. That always going to ridicule it. People will like it, people will love it, people will hate it, people will despise you for it. But at the end of the day, it's always just you and you. Like, just like I try to give this analogy a lot. You have this situation, you have this girl that you like. As a guy, I'm speaking as a guy. You have this girl that you like. Everybody's always like, you should date her. She's nice. She's a very lovely person. You love her. They all love her character. They all love her attitude. They all love how she handles things. And then yeah, you hit it off with her and you make it work. But at the end of the day, all those people that praised her, or like praised you for like going for her or going for whoever, they're not going home with her at night. So like, the main idea from this analogy is that any problem or anything that you take on is entirely you that is going to face it. You want a new job or you want a new career. Your parents tell you to do this, your parents tell you to do that, your friends tell you that do this to be nice. At the end of the day, it's you that's going to sleep with it. You're going to sleep with your pain and your regrets and your success. You're successful at it, that's good. The pain that you're going to get from it, because you can't just be successful without encountering some certain level of pain. So that pain that you're going to face from trying that thing that people told you to try is always going to be on you. So at the end of the day, you always do something that you're comfortable with. Even if people say you do this, do that, do that, just pay no mind and try and I'm speaking from like a creator's perspective here, but like as a normal person, just do what you want to do. I don't mean you should go and rob a bank or something, you know. If that's what you want to do, I do not condone robbing a bank, right? But just, do your heart desire. Do your heart desire. So I mean that's an idea about it. And then we prioritize one thing for the other. I wanted to drop this in pursuit of money, but I realized that if I had the money, I'd feel empty. So like in the second episode that I want to record about this, I wanted to get into the nitty gritty of what made me pause. Let's say pause, or just like take a lapse out of like creating stuff. So I was always like I wanted to. I reviewed my year last year, 2024. 2024 was very good. I created a lot of stuff last year, videos, podcasts, series, all this. I did a lot of stuff last year, which was very nice. But there's one thing I did not make a lot of, and that was money. I didn't make a lot of money last year. And when I sat down to review it, I was like, you know what? I want to dedicate my 2025 to making money. I think I'm just going to drop the podcast and the writings and the videos and just make money. I think that'll make me feel better. And it didn't even take like half of the year to gain. Just like beginning of January, or like a few days into January, a few weeks into January, I'm always like, maybe it's not such a good idea, like creation is something I need. Like as much as I like to create something, I also need to create stuff. I don't know, it just makes me feel it closes that gap in my heart, I guess. So like I would get into it in the second podcast episode, but just to give you guys an idea of what happened during that situation, because I wrote it down here. And it's imperative to sit down, look at yourself in the mirror, and ask yourself what you want out of life, and just actually go and pursue it. So everything I'm trying to give you guys right now is just like a roll call, just like some sort of I wouldn't say experiential motivation, but I don't think that's a word. So like just motivation based on my own past experience, what I've observed from that big situation I talked about, and just anything else that you might learn from, maybe from books I've read, or just anything that you need to go out and do what you want to do, and just close the gap between your dreams and your reality. You want to do something, just go and do it. Don't think about it being perfect. Don't think about it being beautiful or whatever, and stuff. Just do what you really feel within your heart to do. Just pursue that dream of yours, pursue that goal, that vision of yours. Feel at it, learn from it, pivot, just just do it. It will make you feel better. It will make you to feel that gaping hole within your heart that this life is just more than just making money and just flexing. There's always this existential feeling to life, and it's something that everyone needs to unlock, whether they like it or not. So for the direction of my content moving forward, I want to do a lot more personal episodes. I mean, my episodes are always personal though, but like I usually take it from topics that I have no too much personal experience about. Maybe like I read in a book or something. I think those are very important topics, so like stuff you might learn from. You want to do more personal episodes, things that I've actually experienced that I feel might learn from, and things you might actually relate to. So I want to do stuff like that, and I also want to create more content. I want to like push out more content. I created content last year, which was very nice, but I feel like I need to be more consistent with it. Some people might be like, "How to be already consistent?" But I feel like I need to be more consistent than I am consistent, I guess. So I'll probably do like a content calendar and have like a schedule for things, maybe like a podcast every. I don't want to drop the schedule right now, but like I would have a schedule, so you expect something every time, just to iterate faster. Just have an idea, create it, move on. Have an idea, create it, move on. So, I want to create, and I want to create fast, and I also want to work with the content schedule. Like I said earlier, and there's this idea that people have been sharing recently that creativity strives under deadlines. It's like you're more creative when you have a deadline to create something. I haven't tried it before, but I feel like I would lean into that this year. Give you guys feedback on how that is. Maybe like a content calendar. Maybe to make you more productive, maybe to make you less productive. I never really know. Honestly, I do recall that I was drafting something off my book. I was reading one of my old write-ups, and I was talking about how I was pressuring myself to create, and then I wasn't actually able to create anything that I really wanted to create, that I actually liked. So I don't know, maybe there might be a good side to it, there might be a bad side to it. So I never really know. You never really know until you try stuff. So I'm going to try for you guys and give you guys the feedback. So at the end of the day, there's something I wanted to take home here is that I want you to be your authentic self. I want you to dare to be misunderstood and hated and despised and like, what is this guy doing? We don't like what he's doing. As long as you like it, then it doesn't really matter. People would hate you or love you no matter what. So just get on with what you're doing. You have that dream, you have that goal, you have that vision, just pursue it and pay people no mind. So, the quote I want to like pass across here is that be active in your own rescue. You want something, you have to go and work towards it to get it. But the main idea here is be active in your own rescue. Maybe that's what I'll turn to the title of the podcast. Be active in your own rescue, it's a short life. Yeah, I think that'll be it. So guys, thank you all for listening to this. I might sound a bit rusty. I apologize. My first episode in like probably 6 months at this point, I guess. But thank you for listening. Thank you for checking me out, and I will see you in the next episode. Cheers.